What if I told you that the greatest threat to the One Piece world isn't a pirate, a marine, or even a devil fruit user, but something far more ancient and forbidden? In chapter 1150, Oda didn't just raise the stakes, he shattered every rule we thought governed the One Piece universe. Giants enslaved, spells cast, and a power source unlike anything we've ever seen. This is the turning point fans never saw coming. The Elbaf arc has exploded in ways no one could have predicted. With every page of chapter 1150, Eiichiro Oda is redefining what power means in the world of One Piece. But beyond the destruction, betrayals, and familiar faces twisted into monsters, one truth emerges. The balance of power has tipped, and not in favor of our heroes. Imu isn't just an endgame villain, they're a force of nature cloaked in sorcery, commanding abilities that defy logic. In this video, we dive into the chilling new revelations from Elbaf, dissect the rise of a terrifying new magic system, and explore what this means for the fate of the final saga. Oda reveals Imu's magic power in Elbaf. Imu is a magic user in One Piece. Imu can turn anyone immortal. One Piece's Elbaf storyline took a turn for the worst when Imu, the series' main antagonist, descended on the country. Few people expected Imu to be the main villain of the arc, but we predicted it a month ago. Regardless, Imu being the main enemy of the arc elevates the stakes dramatically, making this the most stressful scenario in the story, surpassing even Wano Country. In One Piece Chapter 1150, Oda also demonstrated Imu's abilities in Elbaf. It is apparent that Imu is a demon being, and dark magic is one of their primary sources of power. Imu even has access to a spellbook, which allows them to do ludicrous actions in battle. For example, in One Piece Chapter 1150, Imu could call a demon army and, if that wasn't enough, transform others into demon slaves. Dory and Brogy, two of One Piece's most powerful giants, were no match for Imu and were transformed into massive demons with abilities such as immortality, increased strength, size, and even flight. Imu may have conferred additional skills on them. Simply said, Imu used her magic book to overthrow an entire country in one instant. It wasn't just any country. It is the strongest country in the One Piece world, which speaks volumes. Imu still possesses both devil fruit and Haki. The magic book isn't Imu's only power. While Imu's spellbook is their most visible power, this does not mean they lack other abilities. In fact, Imu boasts some of the most powerful Haki seen in One Piece. Fans got a glimpse of it in Chapter 1150 of One Piece. While not as spectacular as Joy Boy's Haki, it is still very powerful. At the same time, fans are aware that Imu has access to a very powerful devil fruit. They had a glimpse of it in the Reverie arc, and even in Elbaf, but what it is still unknown. It's safe to say that Imu possesses an extensive range of abilities, most of which have yet to be seen in One Piece. Oda simply shows glimpses of their abilities, such as magic, which are already powerful enough. With all fans have seen in just one chapter, it is evident that Imu is the most powerful One Piece character by far. Nobody alive right now can beat Imu, and it's clear why Joy Boy couldn't either. Imu's power is incredible, and things are only getting started in the land of the giants. Summary and highlights. Imu, from One Piece, utilizes strong magic and uses a spellbook to make others immortal. Imu's magic outperforms devil fruit and Haki's powers, making them a dangerous opponent. Imu is One Piece's strongest character, with immense powers that have yet to be completely revealed. As the storm brews over Elbaf, one thing is clear: One Piece will never be the same again. Imu has unveiled a new tier of power that challenges everything we thought we knew about Haki, devil fruits, and the will of D. If this is only the beginning, what horrors and legends await us next? Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping reveal. Drop your theories in the comments, because in a world ruled by spells, demons, and gods, no idea is too wild anymore. Thank you very much for visiting the Mugiwara Review YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our review analysis. Don't forget to subscribe and continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, question, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts on the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again, see you next time, buddy. What is One Piece anime? One Piece is a manga and anime story about a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy who wants to be the king of the pirates in the world. As a child, he eats a devil fruit, a strange plant that makes him able to stretch like rubber. Before the show starts, Luffy goes out into the world for the first time and starts to gather a group of pirates. The main group grows over time, but it starts with Luffy, Nami the Navigator, and a swordsman named Roronoa Zoro. At some point, Luffy and his friends are known as the Straw Hat Pirates, and they go on many exciting adventures across the ocean. One Piece is a lot of fun because it's silly. Luffy goes from island to island around the world in the series. Each island has its own setting and theme. It's a pretty fantastical world full of animals that look like people, live skeletons, and other delightfully strange things. Within moments, the group is in a winter scene, and the next, they are on a tropical island full of giants. The show is full of silly and bright details. For example, Zoro holds a sword in his mouth, a scary military boss wears a cute bulldog hat, and people don't use phones to talk to each other instead. They use special transponder snails that can send and receive messages. Luffy is a carefree person who just wants to eat a tasty meal and laugh at bad jokes. Even though there are some funny parts in the series, a lot of One Piece is about freedom. During his travels, Luffy often takes up guns to help his friends and encourages others to do the same against pirates and government-backed military occupations. The characters in Luffy and his crew get stronger with each fight, which is typical for shonen manga. A lot of the story is about how Luffy beats a problem that seemed impossible to solve and finds some kind of secret power. After each fight, Luffy and his team get stronger and move closer to his main goal, which is to find the One Piece. Why is it called One Piece? The first part of both the manga and the anime shows that Pirate King Ghoul D. Roger is telling the truth about the mythical wealth called the One Piece. One Piece is the name of the show, because Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become the next Pirate King. One of Luffy's main goals in the show is mentioned in the show's title. What is the One Piece? The answer to this question is still one of the biggest secrets in the series. It's been more than 1,000 episodes, and we still don't know what One Piece is. We know that the One Piece is the name of the treasure that Ghoul D. Roger collected on his travels because of details in the manga. We still don't know a lot about the treasure, though. There are a lot of ideas from fans about what the One Piece is, but we still don't know what it is or even if it's real. The One Piece could just be the friends Luffy makes along the way.